So I've been asked a few times on how to wire in a subwoofer plug into the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 1, 2, or 3. I don't know about the 4. I heard the 4 is something's weird about that, or it's hard to get into. These you can pry into it. I'm sure there's another video on how to get into them, but the one I chose on my Onyx Studio 1 was the Fillmore 70-088, I believe. Yeah, 088. It's a 4-conductor. I was wanting to wire in. There's obviously a tweeter and a mid-range speaker here. I wanted to wire them together, but or to be able to do stereo output. And for right now, I haven't figured out quite how to do that. They seem to be independent sides, but that's something else. So really, you're just wiring into one speaker, one of the the mid-range speakers. Soldering it up to a plug that's right here is the overview. I mean, it's not rocket surgery, but I toyed around with the idea of actually doing a single RCA, but my original reservation was these have holes in them, so whenever you don't have something in the subwoofer output, then it just leaks air. But I got to looking at it, and I think you could just dribble some solder in there and make one of these work. But what I don't like about these is they protrude, like a ½ inch or so there. The cool thing about these is they're completely recessed. So when you don't have something plugged in, then it doesn't mess with the speaker's profile. Then of course you need, well, here's another option. This is probably what I'll use, the Fillmore 504K. It's a 3-conductor one. So, or I might use that. I haven't quite decided yet. I mean, you don't have to stick to a certain mold. You can get cheap ones from China here. So just takes 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, you pick your bit, same sizes, whichever one you decide on using, and pick you up one of those battery operated lanterns from like Walmart automotive department. They're like $50, and I just left it connected because I was messing with the light. But it's these are the same sizes. This is the battery that's actually in the Onyx, the original battery. I think they went cheap on it, and that's why I had to replace it, honestly, because the good ones are black. But you take these batteries apart. You get up to kick your solder tools out or whatnot, and you can put, like, if you have 2 of the Onyx Studio 3s, you can just double the capacity of both of them just right off the bat, and these are easy to hide away in the sides. And then we have to, well, I mean, basically just plug and play after that. So it would add 2 really nice features to your Onyx Studio 3, and it wouldn't affect the profile of it. And you want some thicker wire for I don't even know what gauge that is, but just try to match. Actually, try to match this gauge wire. This is actually thicker than these. I'd upgrade. I'd just take this wire completely off and that off, and put 2 big old fat wires right off of it. About that size, probably. But just try to get it close to this gauge, and you'll be good to go. But then you want a line level converter, because if you just wire straight into the woofer on the Onyx, you'll turn this thing up, and you'll have to turn your subwoofer all the way down, and you won't have hardly any control over it. But with these you would. You can't, if you get something like this fat, you'd have to take it apart and solder into one of those, because you don't have much space in there. This may not even fit in there. So anyway, between and then you got littler wire for your these guys there. But that's a good parts list starting off, and I'll make some follow-up videos on the actual how-to, but I was just preparing for another one of these that I haven't done in a while.